Hello class, this is Mrs. Tyler. I'm very happy to have you in my summer Math 8-5 intermediate algebra class. It's important that you know that I am here to help you learn the math that you need to be ready to take your college level math course, which will be the next math after Math 8-5. So I have included in your announcements a welcome which goes through and gives you a lot of information on how to navigate through this course. Note that in red I've got it's important that you learn the math. It's not enough for you to just do the homework because you will need to take proctored exams to indicate that you have learned the math. And also there are due dates. Now the due dates are there to keep you moving. If you are late on an assignment, it does take off a little bit of the point value, but it's a tiny late penalty. And if there is a reason that you feel like I need to extend the due date, you're welcome to email me and we can discuss that. Because everyone learns math differently, you have several options. Math Lab will have videos, and they also have video note sheets you can fill out as you're watching those videos. Or perhaps you just want to read the ebook and use the student organizer guided notes, which are in the My Math Lab program. There's also PowerPoint, or you may just want to search YouTube for videos on specific objectives. Of course, anytime that you have a question, please don't hesitate to email me. And most of the time, the way I answer questions for students is I make a short video of me working the problem and explaining how to work that problem. All right, so let me walk you through how I've laid out the course. Hopefully this will make sense to you. So announcements, the course will always open to this page. You want to take a minute and read what I have here. This is our primary means of communication. If there's something I need to get out to you, I'll put it in the announcements, which will also send you an email. But this way everyone knows what's going on. Then the first place to go is under the Getting Started heading. If you click on the Start Here folder, I have a variety of resources here. First, your syllabus, a PDF of your course syllabus. I would suggest you print that and then follow along on that syllabus making notes. This is a short video where I just point out some of the highlights. Then read the frequently asked questions. They're here under the syllabus. And those are just some common questions that students ask, and rather than me answering every student individually, I've just compiled those into one document. And then again, you have my email address and cell phone number. After you've done that, step 2 will be to get your computer ready. Now, in order to do that, you will need to go into my Math Lab, which is the link for that is all the way down at the bottom, and my computer is actually not going to go down far enough for you to see it. But under step 3, there is a tab that says Go to My Math Lab, and every page in here will have that, so you can click on that to pop over into the Pearson product. And when you get in there, or before you go in there, actually, you could look at these videos that tell you how to navigate in Math Lab, how to do homework, how to do the discussion board. If you've not done My Math Lab, or it's been a while since you've been in a My Math Lab program, the interface has changed. So this video is an important one to take a look at. So then after you've familiarized yourself, got your computer all ready, the next thing is the course materials. Now I've laid these out so you have a separate folder for each unit, a folder for getting ready for the midterm exam, a folder for the proctored final exam. So if we look at Unit 1 and we open that folder, first you have when your test is. So the date for your first test is July 3rd by 11:59. You have 2 attempts. Both of those attempts must be completed by July 3rd, 11:59. There is no extending the date. So July 3rd is the last day that you can take both attempts. This is a little different for those of you that have had me before. So if you're going to take both attempts, you should do them early. Like maybe take the first attempt on July 2nd and then your second attempt on July 3rd. Both have to be done by that date. And I see I have a typo here that I'll correct. This should say Unit 1 test both places. And then for each section of homework, there's a separate folder. If you're reading the ebook, which you have an entire ebook that is part of your access to this program, these are the pages for section 3.5, 217 through 223. I have some notes here at the very top. These are the objectives. So these are the things that you can self-test yourself on. For example, can you use the slope-intercept form of an equation to graph a line? If you can't, then without any help, and you need to go back and look at that again. So these can be the things that you test yourself on. I've got a table and some math vocabulary, and then again at the very bottom is your Go to My Math Lab tab. But for those of you that are watching the videos, I would suggest, highly suggest, that you print this PDF, which is the notes for Unit 1, Homework 1, Section 3.5, and you fill those out as you watch the video. Punch those, put them in a binder, and then you're creating a notebook for yourself, because this is more than doing homework. This is about studying the math concepts, being able to work these problems on a test without any notes, which means you have to practice these things. Every unit is set up like that with varying amounts of extra information in there. Unit 2 is the same, so then at the end of Unit 2 is time for our proctored midterm exam. Now here's what I have for you to prepare for these proctored exams. First thing, remember, one and only one attempt. It must be done by the due date listed in your calendar. Before you can take a proctored exam in any of my courses, you must take the practice midterm exam, and whatever score you get on that, you must also complete the test corrections homework to 100% before the midterm will open. You absolutely have to do that before you take your midterm exam. You also need to book these appointments really early. Now, how can you prepare for this? Well, I have a practice midterm, which you have to take in my math lab. But the first thing I would do is take advantage of these. This is the same for both the midterm and final. Take advantage of where I have printed a midterm exam from my math lab, worked all the problems, and then made video explanations of how to work those problems. So the first file here is the PDF. Print that, work all the problems, and then go through and watch the videos. Let's say problem number 4. That was problematic for you. So you pop open that video. It's going to go to another website. And this is actually me working the problem on my iPad in EduCreation, which is an app I have on there, talking through what I did and how I did that problem. So I think you'll find that very helpful in preparing. Looks like this isn't going to load, probably because I have so many things open right now. But when you are using this, there's the problem, and I'm going to talk through it. It's going to work that whole problem and show you how I did it. So these will be very helpful for you, because it's a synthesis of all the math that you should know as I explain it. Because keep in mind, I've been teaching math longer than many of you have been alive, and it's something I love to do, and I have taught both math below this level and math above this level, and of course I've had a lot of math since my undergraduate degree and master's are both in math. So you can be confident in my explanations. If something still doesn't make sense, please email me so that I can help you understand the math. I do have I will meet with you individually. We can find some place that we can do office hours and talk about particular problems. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. So I think that shows you pretty much how we go through. Then after the midterm, you'll go right into module 3, start working on that, and it's the same process. Everything looks pretty much the same. So if you have any questions about the course, how to get into the course, how to best set up your notebook, or what would be the best resources for you to use, give me a shout through email or text message me. There are a lot of apps on the internet where you can have problems worked for you and it will give you an answer. That gets homework done, that doesn't teach you math. So getting all the homework to 100% doesn't help if you go in to take the proctored midterm and can't work any of the problems. So please focus on learning how to do the math. So let me know what I can do to help. It's going to be a great semester.